do not recommend the Cane Corso for a first-time dog owner. If you've never ever owned a dog before, unless you just have that type of personality and you do the research and you spend time and you do the work, I wouldn't recommend it.
He gonna be out here like,
so they can at least see him.
is it Airbud? I don't know. Anyway, outtakes.
Bane.
Y'all, we got Mom and Bane in the building.
Hello.
And
I just ran him a little bit.
Bane likes being outside. And I don't know. I don't know if this is a Corso Q&A.
Yeah, we can answer a few questions
doing.
while we're here. If you see me looking around, it's because I'm watching the environment, because this is Bane's first time being here. Although he's doing really, really well.
He's doing really good, y'all.
See, he's watching my back, as you can see. He's been doing it since I first got him.
He doesn't want to show his face on camera,
He's
but
always going to turn around and watch behind me.
he never
There's
likes
a lot
to
of
show his
different
face.
noises going on. So, it's really good for him.
He's socializing.
Yeah.
That y'all might have.
Yeah.
But while I'm looking, I guess, what is the main question that we get? Like how old
Bane
he is, what kind of dog he is?
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, Bane, what kind of dog are you?
Bane is a Cane Corso, an Italian Mastiff. Bane is 1.5 years old. His breeder is located in Northern California. He is bred out of the champion, his dad, Champion Xantos. And his mother is Magic. Magic comes out of the X-Men bloodline. Why did I get Bane? I get that question a lot. What made me get Bane? Why did I decide on this breed and get him? I love the leaf. I got Bane for companionship and protection. To protect my family and also for companionship. So when we see a lot of the videos, a lot of the things, and people ask the questions like, why are you letting them do this as far as bite work and things like that? It's in the Cane Corso's nature to be protective. And it's me learning how to turn that protectiveness on and off. It's not making him more aggressive. It's just what he is. He's naturally suspicious of strangers, just like any other Cane Corso. Pronounced Cane Corso.
Yep, not Cane, y'all, not Cane.
I made that mistake too earlier.
I did too.
So mainly getting him for protection, because when you have threats on your life, made on your life and things like that, before I even got Bane, and then I bought a house, and it's just like protecting the house, protecting the girls, protecting the family. He's one line of defense. Not the only line, but he's one line of defense.
The first line.
So that's why I got Bane, or we got Bane. Also, I get a lot of questions about what we feed him. Bane is on a raw diet. I'll put the link in the comments. Bane is on a raw diet. It works very well for him.
Someone walking behind us. We'll see if Bane leaves it.
Somebody's walking?
Yes, he's just watching. At least he's not reacting.
Down.
That's good.
Good boy.
Oh, good boy.
Good boy.
You're doing better.
That's
Good
a
boy, you.
That's a good boy.
He's doing better, y'all.
Good boy.
Probably because he's maturing, because Bane's birthday's coming up too.
Boy.
He's almost 2.
Yes.
He's almost
Good
2.
boy.
That's good, Bane. He would have, man.
Bane.
He
I
got
start
better
rattling
at that.
treats. You're doing very well, Bane. I'm so proud of you.
'Cause normally he
Yes,
would
that's
good
my
boy.
good boy. I'm sorry, I was supposed to treat you way earlier, but took me a minute. Yep. Another thing, yes, they
drool.
slobber, they drool when they eat, when they drink, when they sweat,
Sweat. Pant.
when they hot, when they pant.
When they sweat.
It's like, I don't know. So yes, they do drool. So I have wet wipes everywhere. I have dog towels. Oh, that was smart. I have dog towels. We have paw cleaners, because they do get down and dirty. So if you're thinking about owning a Cane Corso, I would
They
first
drool.
say, do your research. They get to be very large dogs. They can be very dominant. They are very dominant.
Extremely.
Very dominant breed. So you have to make sure that you are ready and equipped to deal with their natural dominance. Whoa,
So when it comes to kind of understanding the balance between nurturing the dog versus disciplining the dog, how do you navigate that?
I navigate it like I do my children. I'm a black mama. So of course I'm going to tell Bane to get out
I'm
the
Bane's
kitchen.
mama.
I'm Bane's mama. Of course I'm going to tell him to get out my kitchen, because I tell my kids to get out my kitchen. No, that's a great question. The way that I balance it, it does really come from nurturing my children and disciplining my children. Also, I do a lot of research. Every day I'm studying about training, dog training, and specifically this breed as well. So you have to have a balance of love in positive reinforcement, as well as you have to reinforce those boundaries. So if I tell Bane he can't come in my room with a dirty rope, he can't come in my room with a dirty rope, no matter what nobody says. Because as you can see, Bane he's starting to hunt, and he's having
Live
carcasses laying around. That's why we don't have a doggy door, because I don't want him sneaking carcasses in my house. So for Bane, you're doing a great job, son. For Bane, I make sure that the boundaries are the boundaries, and I make sure that my girls and even my niece and nephew that come over to visit all the time, I make sure that they do the same things. If I say Bane can't go in, there's certain parts of the house Bane can't go into. We have an office, we have the kitchen, there's certain parts of the living room, he can't go in those parts, and that is reinforced. So you reinforce, and also you have to have, a lot of positive reinforcement as well as reinforcing boundaries. I think that's the answer.
That's a good answer. Ben, you think that's a good answer?
He's still watching my back. That's my road dog. Me and my closest road dog.
This is 2 of America's Most Wanted right here.
Hey,
so
don't play with it. Ben, tell him, don't play with it.
Make that only pause money.
Sit.
He get that check.
Sit. It is, I know you don't want to sit because you're on alert, but you can't show stand, but don't show your booty to everybody.
This ain't only pause, Ben. This ain't only pause.
Oh, that's another question I get frequently. Why is he not neutered? Why is he still intact?
Right.
Bane is still intact for health reasons, number one. Neutering him can cause some health issues later on, as far as bones, cancer, and things like that. So he is not neutered. And of course, I may want Bane's bloodline to stay in my family. So that's why Bane is not neutered. We are very responsible owners. We don't just let him, run amok, get loose. We ain't just, and we're not, I don't even know if I'm going to breed him. So that's why we keep him intact. That's the main reason, for health reasons, and mainly because we might want to breed Bane and keep his bloodline in the family. So yeah.
Of course, because who doesn't want a Bane?
Who doesn't want to? Don't you want a Bane? Bane, show them your face. Tell them they want.
Ironically, they still want you, Bane. They see what you
right?
do.
He is
When it comes to destruction,
come here.
and how they have to keep a job, because if they don't keep a job, they start destroying things, like how Bane clawed the fireplace and how
Come here. Don't want to see
things like that.
Keep going, I'm
So
sorry.
how do we offset if someone wanted a Corso? How would they kind of
He's in the
maybe?
shade behind me.
Oh, he's hot.
Let me grab
Nani
this.
don't want to be on camera, y'all, but she says hi. she don't want to be filmed. Her and Bane are the same. But when it comes to kind of offsetting their bored behavior, you know how Bane, he will destroy something if he gets bored, or like he'll get into stuff because he has to be worked. I don't know. I guess I'm just bringing attention to the fact that Corsos can be destructive if they're not productive, if they're not busy, if they're not given a job, because a lot of people think that, oh, Bane has a great personality, like we can just kind of play with him and just let him hang around the house and not really give him things to do.
Bane, absolutely. When you're dealing with the breed like Bane, who is a working breed, a large breed, Cane Corsos, they need a job. That's another thing to consider if you're thinking about owning a Cane Corso. They need a job. They need a work to do. Bane actually passed tests early on to be a service dog. We just didn't go that route for personal reasons. But if you don't work them and give them mental stimulation every single day, multiple times a day, they will become destructive. So they need mental stimulation and physical exercise to keep them healthy, happy. A tired dog like these is a happy, content dog. So to give them a job to do, let them help around. If you have a farm, if you have a yard, if you have kids, they have to have something to do. So with Bane, when we're not outside, I try to do training in the house, in the hallways, upstairs, in the doorways. I keep training going throughout the house, inside of the house throughout the day. And also he has to go for walks maybe twice a day. I would recommend at least twice a day. Sometimes I don't do it twice a day. Even if you have a yard, they're still going to need to be walked. Bane has a yard, but he still needs to be walked. So yeah, you have to really think about exercising them, engaging with them as far as mental stimulation. There's a lot of great books out there about the Cane Corso breed and their nature and what you should do, because if you don't, you will be like us and have to replace a lot of things. Bane has scratched through walls. Bane has
took off outlets of the walls.
broken out of kennels.
He's an escape artist.
That's
These
why
dogs
he
are
has the kennel he
extremely
has now.
intelligent.
We're looking for impact dog crates. Can we get a
Hey,
sponsorship, please? Because
Bane says hello.
they've been complaining about the kennel that we have now, but it's because that's the only thing that can hold him. And he does get anxious and separation anxiety. He's getting better at it.
That is a thing.
That's another thing with Cane Corsos. They can't be left alone for too long. So when we have to leave him, which is rare, but when we have to leave him at home by himself, he would break out of the kennel. He was like 4 or 5 months old.
Yes,
and he
first
was already
night.
breaking out of those wire kennels like it was nothing. The police came.
The police came to our house.
The alarm
you guys.
went off. It was just crazy. So
that needs to be a story time.
yes, we definitely got to hit on that. But impact dog crates. I saw how beautiful your kennels and crates are made. We would love a sponsorship from you and show our viewers the importance of crating and crating
For
safely.
Sure.
They're larger breeds as well as small, but larger breeds.
For sure. And a lot of people ask why Bane can't have dog friends. Bane's breed, for the most part, if they aren't raised with them already. So why can't they have dog friends?
When you start to learn about the nature of this breed, you learn that they have a natural dominance. Bane was raised and bred for temperament. Bane's breeder raised him around his young children. So Bane is great with his pack, just like any other dog. But because he's just been with us for the majority of his life, they're naturally suspicious of strangers.
Mm-hmm.
So when they have a high prey drive as well.
Extremely.
So Bane chases rabbits.
Birds.
Bane chases birds.
Mice.
He chases
lizards.
all kinds of stuff because it's in them. It's a natural thing for the breed to have this level of prey drive. So with Bane, some dogs are more have a higher prey drive. Every Cane Corso is not going to be the same. It depends on the bloodline. But just to be clear, you're dealing with a breed that are descendants of Roman war dogs.
Because what does Cane Corso mean in Latin again? Does it mean
is to guard
protecting the body?
protect
Yeah,
the
guarding the
body.
body. I think it's Latin.
Bodyguard.
I could be wrong, y'all.
So they do have a high prey drive. They also are naturally suspicious of strangers. So if they see an animal or any small rodent, anything, most of the times they're going to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So Bane has not been socialized around other dogs since we've had him. He has, but not too much. My mom has a dog that she brought around, and he's very small, like a poodle type thing. And I'm thinking about possibly bringing Bane, a mate, but or a family, another dog family member, I don't know what you call it.
After he gets out of this
But
jealousy.
to me, yeah, I'm learning. It's mainly my confidence, because if you don't have confidence as a handler, then it's gonna go downhill. Because I've just like they say, like your energy goes right down this leash to your dog. Mm-hmm. So if you're scared and if you're anxious, like you guys see me holding him, I'm not anxious, but you see me holding him in a certain way because I can't see him.
Taut, I believe is the word, is
Yes.
it? When they say something's held taut.
Yeah, like he has leeway, but if Bane wanted to pull me, he's gonna pull me. And this is an unfamiliar place. This is our first time at this part of this park. This is his first time on this side of this park as well. So just being confident as a handler, as a dog owner, the Cane Corso is not just a pet. They're not just a pet. I'll just say it like that. They're working dogs. They're different. They're very different. So we get a lot of questions. You all right?
Eating leaves back there.
We get a lot of questions and some positive feedback, some negative feedback about why I handle Bane the way that I do, because Bane is not a pet. He's not what people believe him to be. You have to really do your research and understand what you're dealing with so you know how to deal with it.
And while we're on that subject, how easy is it to train Bane to do something new, or to train him at all? Because
it's actually impressive. He
learns fast.
He learns really, really fast, but you have to stick to the rules. Whatever you teach him, you have to do that over and over. You can't let him get away with it. You have to follow through, I should say. If you don't, he's going to believe that that's the new rule, and then all of your training is just going to go out the window. So I don't let Bane get off easy. When I tell him to, I don't want to give commands right now, but when I give him a specific command, he has to do that. He learns it quickly, but he has to do that. Wow. If he doesn't, then Bane will start doing what he wants to do because Bane wants to do it.
Because Bane needs an alpha.
He's a very intelligent, they are a very intelligent breed, meaning they can be headstrong. And if you don't lead, they will.
Right.
Simple.
That makes the most sense because some dogs, I don't know if all dogs have that mentality, but Bane for sure, because he was stubborn the first night I got him. Food wouldn't even motivate him, but he didn't like the food.
He didn't know us that well either. We had just got him, so.
And he didn't like the food. He had an attitude. It was a long story, but anyway.
Biting on something.
I'm trying to just fill in questions. I don't know which ones you want to keep or which ones you don't, but we're at the 16-minute mark already.
Because I don't know how many questions did I answer so far.
I don't know.
About the breed, size, height. Cane Corsos can get upwards. When you're considering owning a Cane Corso or raising a Cane Corso, when you're considering raising a Cane Corso, you have to take into the fact that they can get really big and they are very, very strong. Usually they're going to get, on average, over 100 to 110 pounds or more. Some of the larger males specifically, because males are usually larger than the females, they can tip over 150 pounds, depending on how they're bred and things like that. So you have to consider that, just like now it's really difficult to take Bane around. I drive a Tesla, so he can't fit in there. You know
he tries.
So yeah, you have to consider transporting them, where they're going to live inside your home, their diet wise. Like Bane eats at least 3 to 4 pounds of raw meat a day.
Yeah.
That's not including, like snacks and stuff that we give them. So you have to consider that, their size, their shedding, their drool, their tenaciousness.
Mm-hmm.
You have to consider these things. I know it looks fun because we post you guys very small clips of our lives. So you guys get to see me kind of like interacting with Bane and having fun and clowning and running and jumping and whatever we're doing. That's because I play with my kids too. So.
All right. And it's Bane's personality too, and he also feeds off of Mom's personality as well.
I guess
but he's really playful because other Corsos, some of them that are out there aren't as playful, or they're more chill, or it just depends on their personality, I guess, or maybe the personality of the owner. I'm not sure.
Just like any other human or any
right.
other dog.
They're influenced as well by human energy.
They're all different. Yeah. Bane turns up because his mama turns up. When it's time to turn down, we turn down. When it's time to regulate, we regulate.
He out there, I think he's sunbathing right now. He might be taking a nap.
I heard him chewing on something.
He's stretched out.
Good boy. Another thing I wanted to address too, while Bane, we were just talking about it, they're very prone to overheating.
Oh yeah.
That's why, as you saw Bane in the beginning of the video, he was like trying to find a place to cool off. He found shade behind me in the grass. The grass is cooler because we're kind of like half on dirt, half on grass. And now he's like relaxed. And this is what I want. When all these noises are going on, all these people around, because there's people around, they're just not as close. This is what I want Bane to do, is be this relaxed. He's not tense. He's not reactive. He's chilling. So, but you do have to consider that as well. They are prone to overheating because of their coat. They have a double coat and it's thick. So, yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that. I don't know if it's also because of Bane's color as well.
The color, yeah, plays a part, yes.
Yeah, and Bane is black and brindle, by the way, y'all.
Black brindle, yes he is. His dad is brindle, his mama is black, and that made him black brindle. And we got Bane when he was around 4 or 5 months old. So we've had him since he was a really small puppy. He didn't look small, though. He was heavy.
He has some long legs.
He was a big puppy. But we've had him since he was about 4 or 5 months old.
All right, y'all. So we're going to wrap it up. Let's wrap it up then. So, when it comes to tips for a new Cane Corso owner, what are your top 3 that you would recommend for a new owner or prospective Corso owner?
Tip number 1, I do not recommend the Cane Corso for a first-time dog owner. If you've never, ever owned a dog before, unless you just have that type of personality and you do the research and you spend time and you do the work, I wouldn't recommend for a first-time owner. Or I can say this, tip number 1, research.
Mm-hmm. And what should they research? Like maybe how strong these dogs are, what they're capable of.
Yes.
That's kind of the things that I always recommend when people ask me that as his sibling.
Yes. I would research not only the breed in itself, what they were bred for, because that's going to tell you a lot about the temperament. I would research breeders. You want to go through a reputable breeder. I also would research how much they eat. Mm-hmm. I would, because you're going to have to take all this into account when you bring them into your home.
So
I would research.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So on that note, you would probably not recommend just adopt these dogs from a shelter, right? Because you don't know where they came from and their temperament, or I don't even know if you're going to keep this question, but I know that it can get kind of
I'm glad you brought
tricky.
that question up because there's been an influx where Cane Corsos have been flooding the shelters because they're becoming really, really popular in the U.S. So a lot of people are getting them while they're young, very, very young, and they're recognizing that they can't handle them. So they're giving them to the shelter, or they're taking them to the shelters, and the shelters are full of them. And this is why I say research the breed, the nature. That is so number one, because that's going to tell you if you're going to be able to handle them in the way, as a handler, in the proper way, confidently and effectively. So research the nature of the breed, not just what they eat, not just that their coat sheds, not just how they look. You got to know what it is that you're dealing with. They're just a different type of dog. They're really not pets per se, in a way that people will perceive a pet. You can't just dress these dogs up and take pictures of them. If you spend enough time with them, you can. But any Cane Corso owner, if you notice, they're training them every single day.
Constantly.
You have to train them.
Which is why he has that type of collar he has, right? He has a special little accessory.
Because my son is stronger than I am. And I recognize that. I recognize that Bane is stronger than I am. I recognize that Bane can do damage.
He's still an animal.
It's me being a responsible owner and learning and using the tools in the proper way to help me handle him, so that we can progress and onto another tool, and eventually, hopefully, not even have to use this tool. But that takes a lot of confidence and training and knowing your breed, knowing your animal. So yeah, you can adopt them from shelters, but you're still gonna have to do the research.
Right.
For me, I went through a breeder because I wanted to know what he was. I wanted to have the papers on him. I wanted to know his backstory. I wanted to know, because that's going to tell me about his temperament, health issues. That's going to tell me those things. So yeah, I wanted to go directly to a reputable breeder, and that's what we did.
That makes sense.
So be ready to exercise.
Oh yeah, they need
That's
a lot
another
of exercise.
tip. They need a lot of exercise, so be ready to move around. Although you see Bane laying here, that's because I worked him out before the video a little bit, just to tire him out and get acquainted with the environment. Don't you do that with no sticks. We have a whole story behind that.
Goodness
Bane's
gracious.
not allowed to play with sticks because a stick almost took his life.
His little life.
His little puppy life. So he's not allowed to play with sticks. But so be ready to move around.
One last question. What's your favorite thing about being Bane's mom?
Dang, that's a good question.
Because we never get asked that.
I think my favorite thing about being Bane's mom is that his Bane's rambunctious personality. It's a lot like mine. So I get to have fun with him in ways. He's loving just like me. He's so sensitive. He's so loving. He's so attentive just like me. But he's also rambunctious, and he's fun, and he like to turn up, and
he take care of business.
And he takes
down.
care of business. He gets down.
He don't
all
play.
At the same time. So I think that's what I love about him. There's so many things that I love about him, but those are the things I love about him the most. That he's so much like me.
His versatility.
In that way, yeah. He's able to adapt. He's like a chameleon. Like, now you see him, now you don't. You know what I mean? So that's the things that I love about Bane. Bane, not seriously God.
That was our little Corso Q&A. I don't know if that's going to become like a series or
so what. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Watching Raising Bane here. We appreciate you guys so much. If you like this video, would you like and subscribe? We love our Bane gang. Thank you so much for watching us, and we have so much more to come.